Khan, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. I would also like to give a double honors to the beloved elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Shalom, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit, power, mercy, and grace of our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to tap into a very brief live, pretty much talking to the shutdown. You know, this government shutdown, which has been the longest in history. I just want to do a quick update on that and pretty much tie everything in regarding what it's affecting indirectly. All right, and you know, as we can see, these people are in a dire strait. You know, Jake that has been relying on Esau's dainty meats and his support. You know, they can't sleep now. You know, Jake losing sleep at night, tossing and turning. All right, losing weight because they're not eating, because they're falling into depression. All right, because they're one of the victims that worked for the government and they're not getting paid because the government shut down. You see, this is the reality these people are in right now. All right, and it's only going to get worse. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no hope for Babylon the Great, a.k.a. America, bro. Salvation is drawing nigh, man. Yahweh Shai is visiting Babylon. All right, and this is the reality, bro. Yahweh Shai is visiting Babylon, man. All right, and this nigga thinks he's going to be able to continue to print all this fake money, all right, and somehow bounce back, you know? Nah, man, as you see that by the title, he ladeth himself with thick clay. All right, that's talking to Habakkuk, the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 6. All right, which that thick clay is talking to heavy debts when you get it in the biblical usage, bro. All right, and all this nigga's doing is putting himself deeper and deeper in debt, but it's all by design. See, Esau's doing this all by design because what he's doing is he's luring you people. He's luring you into the trap. That's what a serpent does. You're being lured in to the trap. All right, to the point where you get within striking distance, man. Then once you get within striking distance, it's over. Okay, so you people don't realize where this is leading to is UBI is where this is going. All right, just making you people more reliant on him and less self-reliant and more government-reliant. And ultimately, it's going to transition into a mandated device the size of a grain of rice, man. That's where this thing's going to go. That's where it's going to transition. Revelations 13:16, bro. And this is the reality, man. All right, and this is why we, you know, the men of the Lord, you know, the true men that have been sent, you know, and you know a man by his fruit, as Yahweh Shai specified in Matthew the 7th chapter. All right, out here galvanizing you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through the fear, all right, through the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, through the terror of the Lord, right, to repent. All right, but we understand and know that only 1/3 of you are going to respond, right, and revive, all right, through the preaching of the word and come back into the good graces of the Lord by repenting and turning back and correcting your steps, you know. But the masses of you, right, 2/3 of you, 66.6% of you, will not do so. You're going to stay outside of the temple, and you're going to be casualties of war, bro. All right, and this is just the way prophecy is going to unfold. This is the reality of prophecy, bro. This is how this thing's going to play out. But yeah, man, hey, it's over for Babylon, bro. Okay, the government shut down still. All right, the SNAP, you people haven't been given no SNAP benefits or EBT yet still. All right, I got a clip or two I got to share with you, Aki Abinakwath. I also got an article I want to tap into pretty much tapping into the reality, all right, of the status of Babylon the Great as I speak. All right, and Tawadi How Bashim Yao Shai for allowing us, to be in the light. Okay, because we were once in great darkness, man. We were once in the world where we actually joined ourselves unto these philosophies and holidays. We were voting. Jake was all up in the mix, man. But the Lord tapped us out of the matrix, the Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for that. And now we're rejoicing. As we see things get dark in Babylon, we're rejoicing. But your average Babylonian, all right, is, again, losing sleep, all right, has fallen into depression. They're losing weight because they're not eating, all right? They're uncertain, they're confused, you see, but not us. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai for that. Let's stop right here through the spirit. Let's go to, what was it? I had a precept in my mind. I think it's the book of, Sirach, if I'm not mistaken. Because this nigga's a complete fool, Evil E. As a matter of fact, let me get this first. Let me get this. Let's go here. Let's go to the book of Proverbs. Now, you know what? As a matter of fact, the Spirit's telling me, let's go to that Sirach. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus. Also known as the book of Sirach. Let me see here. No, that's not the chapter. Hold on for 1 second. Let me see here. I'm just going through the spirit. Bear with me, Yaki Amanakwa. The spirit be moving. Nothing's put together. Through the spirit on this. Just straight through the spirit. The Lord's been having me go through the spirit, which is a beautiful thing. He gives us the utterance, That's that divine communication, bro. You really want to exercise that, man. It's a beautiful thing when it goes down. Just like with camp. When brothers go to camp, granted, brothers that may have a list of precepts, but, we don't. Through the spirit, we just go straight through the spirit. We may have a title. The Lord may give us a talking point, but everything after that, all bets are off. It's just the spirit just takes it. And a lot of times when you think you got something planned out, they'll have somebody come up to the camp, because the Lord's controlling this whole movie. Anyways, found it. This is the book of Ecclesiastes. I thought it was Sirach 10, forgive me. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 10 and 16, and it reads, "Woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child, and thy princes eat in the morning," bro. Right? And what's the characteristic of a child? Right? They're intemperate, right? They're unpredictable, right? They're curious and always trying to do too much. They constantly have to be corrected, right? They don't think about the repercussions of a situation. They'll sit there and eat all the chocolate cake, not realize that later it's gonna make them get a stomach ache. You see? And this is the mindset that Esau's in. Esau's in the mindset of a child, bro. I just did a lesson yesterday through the spirit going into him dumping a chemical waste, bro. And over there in the harbor, over in New York. All right, this nigga's dumping fucking radioactive, what is it? Radioactive waste. Over in the Hudson River, bro, in New York. All right, this nigga's gotta be stopped in his tracks, Esau. You see? And anyways, Esau will be stopped by the Lord. The Lord's gonna stop him. Let's get a little more. "Blessed art thou, O land, the contrary, when thy king is the son of nobles, and thy princes eat in due season, for strength and not for drunkenness," man, right? And this ties right in with what? Proverbs. Right? Because when you have a righteous ruler in the position of power, one that's fit, one that's fit to rule, all right? The people rejoice, man. Right? Let's go get this real quick. When you're fit to rule, your people love you, bro. And it'll be through fair as well. But you're not going to try to poison your people, bro. Right? Look at Proverbs 29:2, and it reads, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, man. Okay, the people mourn. And that's the condition that these people are in. These people are mourning because an unfit ruler is ruling. You see? He doesn't give a damn about his subjects. Not realizing that that's his strength. Matter of fact, let's get another precept real quick. Let's go to the book of, I think that's Proverbs 14 and 28. It reads this. And the multitude of the people is the king's honor. You see? But in the want of people is the destruction of the prince. But Esau's too stupid to realize that. Let's get this in the NLT real quick. Because if I'm not mistaken, this hits harder in the NLT, even though that hits hard right there. Proverbs 14, real fast. Let's get this in the NLT. In verse 28. A growing population, this is Proverbs 14 and 28 in the NLT, New Living Translation. A growing population is a king's glory, bro. Come on, man. All right? But here it is. Esau's trying to commit, what's the word? Damn, there's a word for it. Depopulation. That's what he's pushing. Why? Supposedly because of the global warming situation. This dude is a demon. Okay? He's a demon, bro. All right? This man is a complete devil. Here it is. Let's read it again. Proverbs 14:28. A growing population is the king's glory. But this nigga's trying to take niggas. He's trying to take people out. All right, what do you think that whole 2020 agenda was about? A prince without subjects has nothing, man. All right, but you know Esau's plan. This is what his plan is. His plan is to wipe out the majority of the population and utilize AI. Okay, why do you think this is the big AI boom? All right, we already see the process of elimination happening right now in these various warehouses and these warehouse and factory jobs. You see, these people are being replaced by robots. Okay, because this nigga has been able to capitalize on this technology. All right, so now he's to the point where he doesn't need the masses. Right? He can start executing his pinky in the brain move. All right, in efforts to try to take over the world. This is what this nigga's doing. All right, and bringing it around full circle to the point of the lesson. Which, let me go get this clip real quick. This whole government shutdown situation is an effort for him to lure you people in to the fourth industrial revolution. You see? He's desensitizing you people, man. Esau is a cunning demon. All right, he's in the process to making you people bow. And he thinks he's slick. You know, he operates through gradualism because he thinks he's the most high. Because this is going to go from individuals that rely on this stuff to the regular common Babylonian that don't need it. You see? Because ultimately, what the serpent's doing, he's squeezing, right? In efforts to what? Kill its prey. So what he's doing, his goal is to transition out of this system, and we know this whole fiat currency world. You know, this whole you being able to people are just driving by right now, going to and fro, going where they want, doing what they want to do. It's not going to be like that in the world to come that Esau's fantasizing about. You see? No, you got to have carbon credits, all right, to go from one city to another. Or you want to go downtown? You better be on a level. You know? That's where this dude's taking it. But anyways, look. Now this is fair use, fair use. I'm not making any monetary gain off of this video. Alright, this is for educational purposes only. Fair use. Alright, bear with me, Aki Amanakwath. Here we go. Let me make sure this volume is all the way up. Alright, now this is going into the government shutdown. It's a quick clip, quick video. The source is WCNC, you know, but we're gonna just go off of what they're talking about real quick through the spirit. Hey, they're gonna bring it out. You know, we utilize any avenue we can to bring out some information and wire it through prophecy. Let's go.
Well, the government shutdown, now the longest in U.S. history, still has America in limbo. On Friday, Senate Democrats blocked a GOP-led bill to pay federal workers forced to work without pay during the shutdown. Earlier that day, Senate Democrats presented their own plan to end the impasse. But as Sherelle Hubbard reports, the gridlock continues.
It's clear we need to try something different.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer took to the Senate floor Friday with a Democratic proposal to end the government's longest shutdown.
Democrats have said we must address the health care crisis, but Republicans have repeatedly said they won't negotiate to lower the health care costs until the government reopens. So let's find a path to honor both positions.
Schumer, joined by his Democratic colleagues, said his party would vote to end the impasse in exchange for one more year of enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies. Schumer's offer includes a stopgap bill and 3 full-year funding bills. But Senate Majority Leader John Thune quickly rejected Democrats' proposal, calling it a, quote, non-starter. Most government employees, including air traffic controllers, continue to work without pay.
They're calling and saying, I don't have enough gas to get to work.
Hundreds of flights were canceled on Friday, thousands more delayed.